Hello, beautiful people, see mates, lovely people. Hope you're all doing good. Yeah, it's been quite a while. I've been busy, so I traveled. I'm really out of my base, but today I'll just be making you a quick tutorial on how to cut and sew an A-line skirt. So if this is what you're interested in, please kindly wait, watch, subscribe, and please let's head on over to cutting of the fabric. So I have my fabric folded into two already, so I'll be diving straight into the tutorial proper. So in order to determine the amount or the volume of fabric you need to have on fold, you just divide your hip measurement, which is the largest part of your body measurement. You divide it into four, and then you're going to be adding extra inches for whatever you want. So for mine, I added extra 9 inches, so that when I open it up, that will be like 18 inches to my hip line, of course. So whatever I have on fold is exactly what I want. So that depends totally on the volume of fabric you have. So you need to consider your fabric before folding. So I've done mine, and then I'm getting the length of my skirt, as you can see. So the length of my skirt is 38 inches, and then I'll be adding 1 inch for sewing allowance, so that will give me 39 inches. So that is what I'll be marking right there, as you see me do. So I'm just trying to get that. So I'll be ruling that out, because that place is going to be serving as my waistline. Please, if you're hearing any noise, please kindly ignore the background noise. And so, having ascertained or gotten the length of the skirts, the next thing I will be getting now is my waist to hip measurement. So please, when you are measuring your client, kindly please take note of the waist to hip and of course the waist to knee. So I'll be taking my waist to hip first, and that is 8 inches. So I'll be marking that. So I'll be marking that so that it will be on a straight and uniform line. And so I'll be marking my waist to knee. So please kind of measure your client wherever the waist to knee measurement is. Please kind of measure. And when taking this measurement, please always ensure that when you're measuring from the waist, you leave like 2 inches above the knee before getting that. But I'll be explaining something further so that you understand what I mean. So I've ascertained my waist, my hip, and then of course the waist to knee, and then the length of the skirt. So now we're going to be getting the all circumferences, and then we'll be marking it as appropriate. And so the first will be my waist measurement. So I'll be dividing my waist measurement into four. So whatever that is, I'll be marking that, and then I'll add 1 inch for sewing allowance, and then for that allowance rather, and then I'll be adding 1.5 inches for sewing allowance. So that is what you see me doing, as you can see. And then I'll be heading over to my hip measurement. So for the hip measurement, I'll be dividing that into four, and then whatever I have, I'll be adding sewing allowance to that as well. So I'm trying to use my tape to get the total measurement, because these are measurements that you have like half 0.5 inches. So you need to really be careful when taking such measurements and dividing it, so that you do not run into any problem. So that is what I was trying to get correctly there. So I haven't gotten that. I will just mark it as appropriate. And of course on the hip line there's no dart, so you just mark your sewing allowance. And then for the knee, yeah, we have different ways in which we can achieve this knee of a thing. But mine, I'll be telling you how I'll be getting mine. So whatever I have on my hip measurement, I'll be deducting 2 inches from that, and then whatever I have is what I'll be marking as my knee measurement. So everybody have their own different ways in which they achieve this, but I've always used this, and it always came out fine. So So, like what I explained before I started this tutorial, I said I was going to be explaining some things. So, as you see on the knee line, I came up by 2 inches. And why I came up for that in 2 inches is just to explain to some people that probably you measured your client's waist to knee and you measured it directly on the person's knee and you didn't remember to leave like 2 inches before the knee. So if you don't want to run into problems, because when your client is walking it will not be free for the person, so that is why I came up by 2 inches. You can go up by 3 inches depending on how your client wants it. So you can just go up by 2 or 3 inches from your knee measurement, and then you mark your hip measurement that you deducted 2 inches from, and then you take whatever measurement and then you connect and then rule it to join the length of the skirt. So that was why I came up by 2 inches on this fabric, just to show some people how to go about that. But I'm going to be maintaining that line that I drew at first, which was my waist to hip, that is 18 inches. It's okay for my clients. So, but for people that didn't really take the accurate waist to knee measurement, if you feel that you didn't remember when you were taking the measurement, you can just go up by 2 inches from what you took for your client, and then that should be appropriate and it will come out fine. So I'm connecting all these lines. I'm connecting my waist to my hip and then my hip to the knee, and then I'll be slanting it all the way to the length of the skirts, as you see me do shortly. So because this cloth is quite shaky, so I'll just be careful when I'm connecting that so that it won't change and scatter. So I'll be just slanting it. So I've slanted that as you see me do. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out. So you can see that this is quite easy. So if you have enjoyed watching this tutorial up to this level, please kindly hit on the subscribe button, like, share, and please kindly give this video a very big thumbs up. Thank you all. So I believe you understood what I explained earlier as per the waist to knee measurement of a thing. So let me just like reiterate what I said. Like if you measured the length waist to knee of your client and you feel that the waist to knee you measured was too low, or you measured it directly on your client's knee, which is not appropriate, because when your client is walking it will not be free for your client. So instead of you fidgeting or scared of what will happen, whatever you got as the waist to knee, just go up by 2 or 3 inches and then mark whatever you need to do for your knee measurement, your knee round circumference measurement, and then from there you slant it and you're good to go. So you don't have any issues at all. So now I've cut that out, and then in order to cut out the front, all you need to do is just to get your zipper allowance, whatever that you are using. I'll be making use of 1.5 inches, but if you're using 1 inches, please kindly go ahead. So I just did that, and then I'll be cutting out exactly what I have for my front. So it's just placing the front panel on the back panel, add your zipper allowance, and then you cut out. Avoid it. It's easy, and that is it. So I'll be cutting this out. So that is what I'm cutting out. So if you have any questions, please kindly leave it in the comment section and I'll be glad to answer all questions. So for this particular skirt, there is enough length to it, that is a corset part, but I already have a tutorial on how to make a corset, so that is why I'm not showing that. So I'll be attaching this to a corset. I've already done that. So if you feel you don't understand how to, or you don't know how to cut a corset, I already have that on my channel. You can just go ahead and check it out. because this tutorial is basically for an A-line skirt. So I believe with this tutorial you should be able to cut out your A-line skirt perfectly, and it's a beginner tutorial. So anybody that is just learning how to cut can easily be able to do such things. So I'm through with that. As you can see that it's looking beautiful. I'll be opening it up later for you to see how it looks. So I'll just be slitting out the zipper allowance because the back piece has to be in two pieces. Now, if you want your A-line to be quite wide at the lower part, we have different ways to achieve that, but I'll be doing that later in subsequent videos, and that would require a slash and spread method, but let me not just muddle up your head with that. So I'll try and do a tutorial on that extensively. That will be for our advanced people, not our beginners, because this is a beginner friendly tutorial. So I'm slitting the zipper side open, and then I'll be separating that as so. So you can see this is the back piece, and then of course this is the front piece. So you can see how the shape came out to be, looking hay-like, hence the name hay shape. So when I open it up, this is how it looks. So you can see how beautiful it looks because of the shape. And this material is a stretchy fabric, so it's nice. It's looking beautiful. So in a while we'll be through with the tutorial. So I want to open up the back pieces so that you see how it looks as well. So you can see how the back looks. It's looking all beautiful and good. So yes, I just forgot something and then I quickly want to do that. So I'll be folding these pieces back, and then I'll be adjusting the length of the skirt because you know that pointed edge that is at the extreme end. I just want to cut out some pieces from there so that it would look neat. We don't want after sewing and everything will just stand out like a horn or something like that. So I would want to adjust that. That is what I just want to quickly do before we conclude the tutorial. So I'm trying to arrange it back so that I won't run into any problems. So let me just align it properly, arrange it very well as it was. So yes, I've done that. So I just want to, so this actually requires no particular measurement. So you can just slant out a bit. You can see how I'm going to be doing it. Just slant out a bit. You just to remove that sharp edge at the lower part of the skirt. So as you can see, so that pointed edge will not be there again, because that is not always good when you sew a skirt. So that is what I'm trying to slant out as you see me do. So you can see you don't really need, but if you want a particular measurement for this, you can just go by 1 inch or 2 inches and then you slant it down. But I don't think there's any measurement for that. You can just use your initiative to do the needful. So we are through with the tutorial, and please, like I said, if you enjoyed this tutorial, give this a thumbs up, kindly subscribe, and please don't forget to share it to everyone. Thank you all, and God bless you all. See you all.